Hi.
Yeah. Okay. A little late, I guess, but this was later than intended. And of course, by doing this, I'm also missing another stream, but
Hmm?
I'm missing another stream by doing a stream of my own, but whatever. Might as well get on with it. So, we'll start off with the official greetings, and that is, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back with another session of the DevasiaMentality in a Sonic 06 versus Sonic 06. Now, upon reflection last week, there was not a lot of things that I actually got to look at in terms of the game as a whole. Now, I've had more time to actually play through the rest of the stuff, and as you may or may not have seen, I did that Supersonic video to demonstrate that it is possible with the Rainbow Gem to actually get Supersonic into a Mach Speed section. But in order for me to do that, I had to do a lot of stuff. I had to get all the S ranks on every stage. I had to get all the other gems, unlock and I had to do all that to unlock the Rainbow Gem, and then I had to get that. And then after testing that out for a while, I managed to find out that, you could enter Mach Speed section so long as you were already Supersonic before entering. But enough about me talking about me doing that. Let me actually show some of the things that I want to demonstrate. First up, let's... is this the right thing? Yep, this is it. And let me get the game running. Actually decided to hook the actual game into my Steam library in order to get quick access to it. I also saw some Call Me Johnny's video on the current demo, and apparently he was kind of he had problems with it that I can sort of see exactly where he had problems with it and why, but he just encountered problems that I simply did not have when I was streaming this. At least not that I remember. Now, checking the gold medal results, because there's only those current medals available, I have pretty much all of them. Although it seems kind of odd that, usually in the original game you're supposed to get one gold medal for completing the stage and then one gold medal for getting the S rank. This only gives you the gold medal for the S rank. Not sure what they're going with on that front. But yeah, I've got all of the ones that are available anyway, gold medals.
Let's get going.
Now, last week we had a look at mostly the new stages, White Acropolis, tropical jungle aquatic base and the new wave ocean for Tails thing. I think first thing I'm going to look at is Crisis City, because this one actually has an opening for the level.
Wow.
An opening cutscene.
Shadow, don't be late. You're talking to me?
So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Also, it gives me an opportunity to talk a little bit more about the boarding stuff. I found, it's odd, I found the board a lot more tolerable when I was playing this level on my own than I did when I was playing White Acropolis. But there was a couple of things that I need to take note of, and I must thank the one commenter on my previous stream for pointing this out to me, even though I kind of feel like this is a thing that is meant to... Yeah, if I end up going backwards, just press the... I believe it's the X button on the 360 gamepad. Since I'm playing this over the PS3, it's the square button. But if you press that button and when you start going backwards, Sonic will do a kick to make himself start to go forwards again. And you know, I just kind of find that to be one of those things where it's an additional move put into the game to cover for the fact that they've changed a lot of the physics regarding the boarding around.
To move to an adjacent rail, use the left stick.
Yeah, and that's another thing, is they've changed the rail switching thing. I'm not even sure if there was a rail switching in the original game. And they've made it greatly simplified by just having to shift the stick sideways in order to...
The whole city's on fire.
Yes, Sonic, we noticed that. Want to point out anything else painfully obvious? But now, if you're rail grinding and you can switch to an adjacent rail, all you have to do is point the stick in the general direction. I thought I put it in there. Well, since the previous message was already there, I figured it wasn't entirely necessary to put it in there again.
You forgot to put the link to the stream on Discord.
Well, I just said, the link, if you look at it, the link is from the previous time is already still there.
Oh.
So I feel it would be kind of redundant to do that again.
Anyway, you just saw, you know, Sonic series did actually visit that everything Sonic that Sonic caused to happen. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry.
Is it your allergies?
No, I was just drinking something. Yeah, this right here, this is another one of those cases where all the gems are hidden throughout the stages, as I kind of surmised. This one took me forever to figure out because I didn't think you could jump back here, and even if I did in the original game, I don't think there ever was anything back here. So here, down here specifically, is where one of the gems is hidden. I can't remember which one of these it is, but it was one of the gems. If you're looking for them, this is one of their hiding places. To get back up, just hit that spring and continue on. Now, this is something that I kind of felt was odd, because usually whenever I get to this point in any of the other versions of the game, like even I think some previous demos had this, where this section of road would collapse the moment that you got on it, and those balls would roll down there. I don't know if it was intentional that this thing stayed up or not, but I find that a little bit eyebrow-raising. Also, invincibility. Whee! I missed the spring. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. I missed the floor.
And you die, right?
Yeah. Alright, well, the invincibility box is still here.
Yeah, Woofus.
That's Oh, but because I died, I don't think I'm gonna have enough rings to get into the Mach Speed section with Supersonic, though. Because that's the thing about getting into the Mach Speed sections, is you have to have enough rings and activate Supersonic before you even enter the section.
Because you cannot enter, you cannot turn the Supersonic while in the Mach Speed section.
Right. Once you get into the Mach Speed section, you can't switch around the gem powers. Also, here's something else interesting in terms of changes. Instead of jumping from thing to thing and having springs, they added these sections where you can swing around these light poles to get from place to place. I'm not sure I'm not sure what to feel about that, honestly. I don't dislike it, but at the same time, it doesn't feel quite as, snappy to just get from one place to a place by hitting a spring.
Yeah, you could also do that in Super Odyssey with Mars swing around the light pole, supply pole.
Maybe that's where they got the idea from? I don't know. Yeah, only 42 rings, so I'm gonna have to enter the Mach Speed section normally. Will you catch up to me?
Yeah, because in Sonic Roar, you have to have 50 rings to turn the Supersonic.
Yeah. And I mean, I can get 50 rings when I enter this Mach Speed section, which is also quite... the changes to this are actually quite interesting, too. Like, it feels... Visually, it's still got some chaos going on that is a little bit hard to deal with. I thought that car was gonna hit me. Okay. But this, in a sense, this is also a lot more punishing if you're not careful, because if you bump into anything, like I've gotten good enough to the point where it's not a problem now, but if you bump into anything, it will actually, instead of taking a hit and doing the breakdance of doom, Sonic will stop. And when he stops, that tornado catches up and sucks him up.
So you pretty much screwed.
Yeah. Like, if you get stopped at any point during that Mach Speed section, you're dead. Now again, I practiced it, and to be fair, I was pretty good at the original Mach Speed section. But I do feel like that's a little bit more punishing than the original game, where you would just take a hit, do the breakdance, and then keep going.
Let's get going.
But that's just one critique. Not sure what else to look at. The Crisis City thing was the first thing that stuck out to me because of that intro cutscene. I mean, there's always Dusty Desert. Like, it's nice to just go through there and sort of look around at all the things that they could make possibly because it's a big open desert level,
Elise,
and it still
hold
goes
on
by the
tight.
same idea. You have to walk around with Elise, press the trigger button in order to use the special combo power up, and use it to get across the sand. Otherwise, you sink straight through it. So in that sense, there's not been much of any noticeable change in this level since, I think, the last demo. At least as far as I can tell. Also, you can't access any of the gem power-ups since you're carrying Elise.
Yeah.
But I still kind of, you know, it's. Forgive me for thinking that there might be some sort of developer secret sometimes, but I always look at like those areas out way off in the distance and think, if I could just get over there, see what they might have hidden.
Yeah. Maybe if someone did a boundary blade on that, look between behind the wall, maybe they can find right behind those walls.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe speed shoes will help me do this. Ah, so close and yet so far. Like, it's interesting that I found those speed shoes upgrades. Maybe they do intend for you to actually be able to get over into the distance if you use it right. Well, I made it to the Oasis, no problem, but getting back out of here or getting further out there is another question. Will this still instant kill me if I happen to touch the water with my toe? Yes!
Wow. Wait. Water came instantly in this game?
Apparently.
What? That,
It's like
that
Sonic.
what?
Water allergy at its worst.
That's one thing that song this what was about.
Ugh. Die boxes. Alright, let's try this again.
Wait, how you doing?
Ah, I was right in front of it. Dang it.
Anyway, how you doing?
Alright. Don't know why my back is suddenly hurting, but it's like I've been doing. I don't know what I've been doing differently, but my back is just. Okay, I screwed that up again.
Ooh, fish. Ooh.
You know, I feel like they put that speed shoes there for a reason. I've got to figure out what is out there. There's gotta be something. Alright. Let's try this again. 3, 2, 1. Ah, dagnabbit! So close.
Wow.
Keep getting so close.
Is that, well, is that Wilson or Kristen?
Well, I mean, it looks like regular sand, but functions like quicksand. I don't know.
Did I see a hack? Did I see a mock? And someone also that replaced all the sand with quicksand.
Well, the sand was always that way in the original game, but it does seem kind of stupid that Sonic can't even try. It looks like regular sand. It doesn't move. It doesn't look like muddy quicksand. Oh! I overshot it!
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to waste too much time on this, but...
You know, the first game that in the boost system, right?
Sonic Unleashed was the first boost game.
Oh.
Whoops. Okay, yeah, you know what? I think we're done trying to deal with that, and let's try to look at another level, I guess.
I know the boost system wasn't in the two exclusive games that own pure Nintendo platform, Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting when I think about it. I mean, well, what about Sonic Colors?
No, two games that only exclusive to Nintendo platform at the time.
Well, Sonic Colors, as far as I know, is still a Wii exclusive game.
But didn't make deal until Sonic Lost World release.
Well, Lost World didn't have the boost, and
Still a Boom.
neither did Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. And to be frank, those are games where I kind of sort of miss that. Although, to be fair, I can see what they were doing with Lost World, but at the same time, no, it didn't work out.
And note that the boost bar return in forces.
Yes, the boost returns in forces, but unfortunately, it returns in the worst way possible, wherein it completely... It's just like, people make fun of the boost system with this whole, oh, it's just boost to win. And Sonic Forces literally did exactly that.
Double boost meme.
Double boost!
Yeah, stop doing that. Even one viewer saw when Sonic trying to worry for body is you're worrying hard. 50 seconds. That's it for you. You should know better.
Whoops! Oh dear. I am in the lava. Lava bad. Flame Core so far looks about exactly the same, so I'm not sure what there is to say about this level. It does some different things with the camera around these areas for some reason.
There have been no new song for 3 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you count the racing game?
Not main series game.
Yeah. And I gather that after what happened with Forces, they're kind of rethinking how they went wrong with that. There's also the idea that maybe they're possibly doing like Sonic Adventure remakes, you know, to cash in on that whole idea that everyone else is doing, like the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and various other
like
platforms
Bandicoot.
that have come back from the mid 90s.
But Crash and Spyro Midnight Trilogy.
Yeah. And some people are thinking maybe they're working on a Sonic Adventure remake. And I am of multiple minds about that. Like, a lot of the reason we're getting these fan games and fan what's nots of games, like even this, is I would say has to very distinct lack of trust in Sega and Sonic Team's abilities to actually make or remake a game in a way that will be acceptable and proper. Because, I mean, remember the Sonic 4 debacle? Like, Sonic 4, people had a lot of problems with them making that game because, despite it being considered the sequel to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like the greatest, as great as Sonic 3 and Knuckles was, it just didn't feel like a Sonic 3 sequel.
The sequel to Sonic and 3 and Knuckles or Sonic CD.
Right.
Because here's something. In Sonic 4, it's actually not classic Sonic, it's modern Sonic. You don't know the generation started between classic Sonic and modern Sonic a year after.
Yeah, and admittedly they didn't establish that until after Sonic 4, but it does seem like it does seem very egregious that they made that sort of distinction, and then Sonic 4 has modern Sonic in it.
And plus, they planned to release 3 episodes, but the 2 episodes were canceled.
Okay, this is a slight problem here. Okay, falling into the lava. I like the idea that it only drains your rings instead of taking them away from you all at once. But at the same time, if you can't get out of the lava, it doesn't freaking matter. It just wastes time. But yeah, with Sonic Generations, and especially with Sonic Mania, which a lot of people consider the true Sonic 4.
Yeah.
Although I would contest that, because Sonic Mania does have a lot of reused levels.
And plus, in the other Sonic Mania, they didn't mention Sonic CD, even though they did have Sonic CD stage in the game.
Yeah. It is kind of funny, and just like there's 3 main Sonic the Hedgehog games, and oh yeah, here's one thing different about Flame 4. Whenever you hit these purple orbs, a purple light comes out and moves on to the next orb as if it's leading you in the direction that you're supposed to be going for the rest of the level. And I find that interesting in case you're kind of misdirected in which way you're wanting to go while playing this. At the same time, on a personal level, I don't get lost. I'm not the kind of person who tends to get lost when playing games like these. I usually have a fairly good sense of direction. But I suppose if there are people who don't have a good sense of direction, that would actually be very helpful. Okay. Sonic, please. Go.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They did release a Sonic game, actually a more Sonic in another game, like on November 2019.
Yeah, that's another thing I hadn't thought about. It's like, do the Mario and Sonic games count as a Sonic game? Even if it's spin-off and has Mario in it.
Off.
Whoa.
Plus, I remember that they didn't do Monster and Big Jump in the 2018 another game. And then I don't know why they didn't do Mario and Sonic after. Why was 2018 another game called again?
I do not remember.
Knuckles?
If we had went to another game, I didn't do it. So instead, we for about a long time to 2019 release more Sonic at Tokyo 2011 game on the Switch.
Well, it's not. To be fair, it's not something that I really pay that much attention to, so I'm not really. The Olympic game tie-ins were just not one of those things that really got me. It's just they're kind of like mini-game collections that are specifically built around the Wii motion control gimmicks, and me and motion control gimmicks on the Wii don't get along.
For some reason, all the handheld of another game has story mode, while the console doesn't.
That is odd.
Until the Switch version release, which has story mode.
Radical Train, not sure what all, if much of any. Why are you going that direction, Sonic? What all, if anything, I can really show of any particular difference in this level versus. Well, I mean, there's plenty I can say versus, you know, the original, but for this particular session, I don't think we need to look at that stuff. I just want to demonstrate some of the new stuff that I discovered while playing this on my own, for the most part, and then do some Supersonic shenanigans later on, and then we'll call it then, because, you know, as fun as it is to, you know, do direct comparisons between the various new PC build demos of Sonic 06 that improve upon things very clearly in various ways. There just comes a point where you don't have enough time to actually look at the original game because the original game takes forever to load up.
Yeah.
And at this point, we've had so many demos already demonstrating improvements to this game to the point where, you know, the little things that have added up to the point that we've gotten to don't register as much. Okay, did you have to orbit around me all the way like that? Yeah. Just get on with it. Right. But yeah, I don't get what some of the camera tricks they're doing in sections like that are. They pull it out a lot further so that you can get a better view of everything around you. And I can't say I ever really had too much of a problem with that, but I don't know. I'm not a game tester, so it's hard to say whether or not that's actually a decent improvement. All right, I have 100 rings. The Mach Speed section is right over here. Okay, let's do this. Switch over to the gem. Press the trigger button and
Supersonic.
Yep. And if you have, yeah, you have to have a level 3 meter charge for Supersonic before he'll do a Supersonic boost. But, yeah, still pretty quick. And when we get into the Mach Speed section,
Elise's train is...
he's still super.
Gotta speed up!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, also, that's something interesting that I didn't bother to try while I was playing these Mach Speed sections. You can still use the bounce attack while you're doing this. And it can slow you down pretty easily. It's a quick way to get slowed down if you need to get your grips on things. Or you can just smack your face right into a wall. Or fly completely off the stage.
Elise's train is...
Unfortunately, if you have to restart in the Mach Speed section, Sonic goes back to normal. So, yeah. Which is why I had so much trouble when I was doing this. I was trying to do it for the demonstration video so that... Okay. Hey, who did that? Who? God, homing shot from off screen, thank you. Good job. Get the invincibility, Fox, and just fly it straight off. But I mean, good grief, the speed! It's like, it's bad enough that he gets so fast sometimes when playing the Mach Speed sections. Whoa! But if you hold forward while doing this now, it's insane!
I'm almost there.
Mach speed indeed! Oh, good grief!
Too easy. No sweat.
Turn the stage.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I didn't bother to show off Wave Ocean yet, so we might as well do that. Again, not that there's much new to see at Wave Ocean, but...
I've got to hurry and save Elise.
This is the one storm will not complete, right?
This is still... this demo still isn't complete. It does have every one of Sonic's levels, but it doesn't have any of Sonic's bosses, and it doesn't have any of Silver's levels, and it doesn't have any of Shadow's levels. And now that I think about it, the only... those are still some... There's still some playable characters yet to tackle, because we got Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and a sample of Silver for this demo, but Shadow and all the other characters, we still don't know what they're planning to do with there.
This is the thing want to see not complete that, right?
Okay, sorry. Can you run that by me again?
Free World City is not complete that, right? The Free World in City.
The city?
The Hub War.
Oh yeah, the hub worlds. Yeah, that's not in this. That's not in the game yet either. And you know, that's one thing that I can understand people not being excited about having that in the game because not everybody was a big fan of that in the first place. Hub worlds in a Sonic game.
So Adventure is good, right?
Well, I liked it in Sonic Adventure because the hub worlds were condensed enough and had enough familiar set pieces. But the hub worlds in Sonic 06 were kind of forgettable. And just a little bit too expansive, I would say. I gotta go Super Sonic. Whoosh.
I don't want to leech.
People liked them more in Sonic Unleashed for some reason. I didn't. Like, the thing about the hub worlds in Sonic Unleashed is that they had the hub world stuff where you would talk to people, find shops and whatnot, but Sonic couldn't move at full speed during any of those sections. You didn't get to move freely until you got until the entrance stage areas where you actually went from one level to the next.
Oh.
And that bothered me because it's just like, okay, you got these hub worlds where Sonic has to go slow. And then you got these entrance stages where Sonic doesn't have to go slow, but he can't access any of the other hub world stuff. It's just like, why do you make those two separate things?
It plus the day and night cycle.
Yeah.
Between day, you just Sonic is a hedgehog, and night Sonic is a whale-hog.
Yeah, and to an extent, I suppose it was the entrance stage exists more so for the werehog to have, so that you can have, like, some of the stages had little puzzles based on the day and night cycle, where you had to get to certain areas with, like, the countdown clocks or the day-night switching clocks. But, it just felt like needless minigame tedium. I would rather that if they're going to have the hub worlds, that they find a way to integrate the ways to get from one level to the next into the hub world itself, rather than have a separate area for that and you can't go full speed in the other area. Anyway.
Oh, time for my speed section.
Yeah. And I repeat, the speed Sonic can reach during these mock speed sections are absurd. And as Super Sonic, it's... I just... Look at this. None of these obstacles mean anything to me. Whoosh! Also because there's nothing stopping me, I can collect so many rings as Super Sonic and have an enormous ring bonus by the end. And there'll be absolutely no way I can avoid getting, like, the maximum score. So that's even better. Let's see. Kingdom Valley. There is one change. There are a couple of changes here, since this is one of the most longest ongoing demo stages they always have for these demos.
Let's get to at least right away.
I might as well. There are some things I want to look at here that were changed in a way that are a bit eyebrow raising. I'll say that much. Like, I'm still iffy about this section right here, replacing the, there would be a wind path to grind along during that section instead of a path, even though there was a path in, like, one of the early build demos of it instead. I have really no thoughts on that. It's just kind of one of those weird things that you just sort of notice when you played the game as many times as I have. Oops. That I don't remember that line ever being in the game. I also don't know what he's referring to. Riding the wind brings back fond memories. Fond memories of what? I can't really think of what you actually are talking about in that particular way. Sonic Adventure, where you went through Windy Valley, I guess? Maybe? I don't know. It seems kind of odd to me.
Leave it to me.
Alright, but yeah, Silver, he's basically the same as he was in previous demos. That being, he's a lot faster, and he can actually take out enemies a lot more easily. He also has this new ability. That I don't know if I can't remember if he had this in previous demo builds, but if you press on my gamepad, it's the circle button, he actually throws a ball of psychic energy. Which
Yeah, I think that was... That's cool, right?
Yeah, it's actually very helpful now, because if you don't have a projectile and you need to disable something real quick, just
I think I could knock that
shoot him with a little psychic ball.
I think that was the end project or just demo.
I don't remember if it was in a previous demo or not. If it's new to this one, good. Because we're at this point right here. I just jumped across from that platform to this platform. Oh wait, I don't have any projectiles to get to the next one. That's no longer a problem. Just throw a psychic ball at the next one and boom, down it comes. And then I can just move on to the next platform and just keep going. I'll take those missiles and give them back to you. Right, actually, that's another thing. You can sort of see up ahead a set of laser gates that cut off an area up ahead. Also, we all remember this part, don't we?
Yep.
One of the previous demos, I would come through here, and that guy, I would push him off the ledge, and he would show up when I pulled the thing, when I raced the boxes again. Just like, surprise, motherfucker. But, yeah, now he's easier to destroy for one. Also, the enemies that were over here to this side are gone. Which means that the way to open up the second door that is in the area up ahead is no longer available to do. And I don't know if that's just something that they changed arbitrarily because they don't want you going through that door anymore at all, or it's just something that they wanted to do to limit your capabilities in the demo. Either way, it's very eyebrow raising, and I don't really see the point of it. Now, the laser gates here, I can see the point of, because otherwise Silver could just fly by this entire section and go over to where Sonic is, if you wanted to. But now you can't.
That the laser blocking it?
At least I don't think you can get through here.
The laser blocking with the shortcut?
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't use the shortcuts anymore. Again, I'm sure there's some logic to it, but it's lost on me. Whatever it is.
So, you say in your voice? No, as... No.
Yeah, I can't do... Hold on, what in the... Can't get through here no more, so it's no use!
Yep.
Ow. This guy actually, because of the new Psycho Ball capability, is a lot easier to deal with, because one Psycho Ball, he gets lopsided, and I can just grab him now. Boop.
Boom.
Man, the staircase is damaged. Now I'll have to use my power.
Okay, that's an interesting way of stating that. Oh no, I have to use my power to raise the stamina. It's just like, man, it's damaged. Now I have to use my power. Dang it, that's kind of annoying. All I had to do was tap the button, Silver. It's not that annoying. Also, Sonic's down here now for some reason, rather than across the other side, where the bird already is. I'm not sure what the purpose of this change is. I'm not a game designer, and I don't know if there was somebody out there who had particular issues with that, but okay. Let's switch over to the cyan gem. I'm gonna see if I can get over yonder way. Woo! Woo! That just yanked me straight over it and into the water.
Wow. Oof.
Yes, oof indeed. Actually, I'm gonna, instead of pushing him off with a thing, I'm gonna push him off with a block. Down he goes. But I heard the little chime of him being destroyed, so when I raise this up, yep, not gonna have that problem again. Oh well, that was kind of funny while it lasted. Where the guy would raise up with the boxes again.
I'll take care of all of you.
That's pathetic now.
Man, the staircase is damaged.
Now I'll have to use my power. Almost had it. Almost.
Hey, not bad.
I'm sure I've gotten over there before during one of my other playthroughs. Maybe I'm just in the wrong position or something like that. I see rings over there. Too low, too low, too low! Ah.
Oof.
You know, there's probably a way to cancel that I'm just not noticing, among various other things that I'm not noticing while playing this game.
Oh, someone chat in Twitch chat.
I'm gonna get P-06 and try it. Yeah, if one thing I can say about this game is that, and I've been the proponent of this for the longest time, I always find Sonic 06's design okay at the best, and it had a lot of good ideas that were based on ideas that already worked pretty fine. They just screwed it up. But now that we've got these 06 with the Sonic 06 project,
Project 06.
yeah, that's what it's called, the Project 06, and you know, just anyone who's doing different builds, different PC builds to try and improve upon and port the game over to the PC. You see all sorts of things that can make Sonic 06 a much more enjoyable experience. Like, I'm still gonna, there's still a few things I'm sure are gonna bug a lot of players, not the least of which being the story itself. And I could understand that. The game story is not something that I can wholly see enough being improved upon to be worth the value of that much of the game. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa! Where did these come from? Oh. An extra life? Oh, and 3 more of you guys! Not that that matters when I can do that! Alright. Well, I'm now over here. There were rings down here, weren't there? Yeah. That door up there is the door to get to one of Shadow's sections of the stage. But, of course, I don't think there's really any way to get by it. And even if there were, there might not be anything on the other side, so... Woo! I also remember that Kingdom Valley was the one place in previous demos that had the most hidden places for all of its different gem locations. Ooh. I crashed into a window. One thing I can still say, and I know I might be a little bit contested on this, is Sonic's weight and movement when he gets going. It could just because I'm so used to the Sonic Adventure style of snappy controls that this kind of feels a little bit sluggish when... Like, Sonic's got good control at low speeds, and I'm glad for that, but I feel like I'm moving around a little bit too much at lower speeds versus being, yeah, more snappy like it is in Sonic Adventure games, and that's something that bugs me. It may not bug other people. It might actually make other people a little bit more inclined towards the game's control style, but to me, that lack of snappiness kind of... It's something that I notice and bothers me because I'm so used to the snappiness, which I know other people would probably look at that and be like, that was always more of a problem than a benefit, but... And to be fair, it's not terrible. Like, I can get used to it a lot better than I can other control schemes that would do. Alright. Eat the wind. Yeah, I haven't used the green gem as much on any of these places.
Let's try going up.
And it doesn't seem to do much on this distance. But yeah, it's just one of those things that personally bothers me, but not enough to the point where I say that this is awful and I need to change it outright. It's just something that I'm going to need to get used to. Also, this has kind of been a constant since some of the early demos, but I do like how Sonic has, like, they added more of his high-speed running animations into it for when he starts actually going fast. That he actually has his arms behind him instead of out to the side. Okay, so at level 3, the yellow gems power up does basically stay on indefinitely until you shut it off. But it doesn't regain its charge on its own, so you still have a limit in that essence. I am going to not do that yet. I'll wait until I get a little bit further on. And the rainbow gem is still in the same position it's been in previous demos. That is, to go back that way and get over that platform and get inside this tower. But since I've already done that off screen and I don't really want to go through the trouble of doing that again, I'll just let you know that it's still in the same place if you played previous demos. Although it does make me wonder, when they get around to doing Silver and Shadow, are they gonna try doing super forms for either of them? Okay, this is one of those changes, that another case of me placing a question mark over the game design. In previous demos, behind this tree, there used to be a spring that would send you off way out into the distance to a cave up in the cliffside that would allow you to get to the next section immediately and skip past this whole battle segment.
Not there anymore.
It's not there anymore. And I don't know if that's a case of they didn't intend to have it there in the first place, or it was just a fun little extra that they were working with at the time, but it's gone now, and that kind of frustrates me, but at the same time, I get they kind of want to have this game a little bit more focused. But Mach Speed Supersonic Time, ow. But, the insane... Okay, there we go. I was about to say that. The insane speeds that you can get during these Mach Speed sections now is kind of a boon and a bane, because it's stuff like this, where you have to jump from one platform to the next, like that. If you're going way too fast, whenever you're ready to jump to the next platform, you could end up accidentally jumping straight into the wall. Also, I have tested, it is possible to jump straight from the jump ramps straight onto the wall and avoid taking that one segment. Whoa. Woo! That was close. Instead of having to go through one jump to the next. But it is a lot more difficult than it was in the original game. At least for me. A little janky, but it's fully possible to run at maximum speed. Yeah. The problem is you're more likely to run into things if you're not careful.
No problem.
But I do still think that there's a lot of decent improvements for...
Let's get going.
It's a two-sided thing, especially in Crisis City, where you can go a lot faster and things won't necessarily hurt you anymore, but in Crisis City it becomes a problem where instead of taking a hit, you're getting caught on something and get sucked up into the tornado, and I think that's personally more punishing than it was in the original game. Personally. Try to do small jumps in KV and RT.
The battleship will take off any minute. Tails, Knuckles, let's hurry.
You know, I still like the introduction to this level when we first come in with the red lighting. It's just so neat that you can actually get these sort of lighting effects into the game now.
If I slide, I can squeeze through.
Okay, that's my fault.
Unauthorized access in Area 1. Eliminate.
Sorry, the security's tight. Be careful.
This is
Hit something, please, instead of one of these stupid balls, Sonic. God, all the this was a problem in the original game where these balls were just mostly a homing attack distraction, and they still are. No, these side doors still don't open. I think the side doors were for like silvers and shadows of the level. Is there anything up here? Okay, yeah, no.
If I get on this ball, then I'll be able to get over there.
Whoa, what the?
Whoa!
Okay, that was probably my fault.
If I get on this ball, I'll be able to get over there.
Be careful not to fall.
Be careful not to fall off. Falls off. And I always found that to be ridiculously funny. It's just like whenever it's just like the tutorial character says, "Don't fall off," and then you fall off.
Tails.
Sonic, there must be a switch for the door. Leave it up to me.
Why would we need to leave it up to you? Yeah, why is it so important that you find the switch? Not that I'm complaining. I mean, Tails got some pretty dang good controls here. Especially like the fact that he can use the tail swipe now, even to help make his combat when jumping viable. To the point where I kind of do have to wonder to a certain degree, like, what is the point of using the dummy ring bomb except for instances where you want to snipe an enemy from a distance? But in a Sonic game, that's kind of like, why are you stopping to attack from a distance? It's all about, go fast! You spin, come on guys, do it again. You spin me right round. Do it! Whoosh. Yeah, having the tail swipe now just completely changes all the dynamics around how you play as Tails now and makes him a lot more viable. It also, you know, I hate to say, him with the limited flight thing that he has and how it works in this game. Okay, ow, my ears. I think carrying Tails on the way he is here would be a lot more sensible than the way it was in Sonic Adventure 1, simply because in Sonic Adventure 1, it was really, really broken how much he could abuse his flight capabilities. Okay, I'm aiming a little too high. There we go.
Okay, that's the switch. Just wait, Sonic.
Ain't much to wait on, Tails. Thanks to you.
That demo box?
Yeah, the dummy ring box. I mean, I would still personally excise the dummy ring box thing if you were to play as Tails again in favor of something that's kind of less confusing. Like the dummy ring box, the one thing about that I dislike is that you can never, if you happen to drop your rings at the same time that the dummy rings are out, it's hard to tell the difference between the regular rings and the dummy rings. Like, there is a distinction between regular rings and dummy rings. Like, the regular rings tend to have a much more brighter, distinctive sheen to them, But I think if you're in a position where you lost your rings and there's a lot of dummy rings around you, you're going to be walking around in circles thinking, oh god, which one of these is which? I don't have time to check which ones are which before I grab them, and then you'll probably end up losing a lot of rings.
Wait, I'm almost there. Oh no, why Tail's not playable in Forces?
Well, I'm sure you could make a character that could be like Tails to play in Forces, maybe? I don't know. To be fair, I could ask that question of a lot of things regarding future Sonic games. It's just like, why can't we play as this character or that character? Because apparently Sonic is the safe answer to play. It's just, there's always some contest about whether or not playing as the other characters in a Sonic game are any good. And in the original Sonic 06, I can sort of understand the argument for not wanting to have the other characters back. But at the same time, it's just like, you blame the bad game for doing these things wrong as a reason why these things shouldn't be here in the first place. Them being that way isn't the problem. Them being that way... What am I trying to say? Doing it wrong is the problem. It's not the fact that they exist at all. Although some people could argue the contrary. It's just like every time they're in a new Sonic game, they're always awful and don't control the way you want them to. Although, to be fair, I am a proponent of the alternate playstyles of the different characters anyway, and I'm kind of odd like that. But the thing about that is, I just value the idea of having different characters play differently than Sonic, because it's always a case of, oh, let's play as Sonic, only now he can glide and climb walls, or let's play as Sonic, only now he can use his tails to fly. Because it's still basically the difference between Sonic and... I did it again. I keep making that mistake. Because everyone always thinks about the difference between playing as Sonic and one of the other characters is basically be Sonic, but with flight or gliding or whatnot. And it just, in my eyes, it detracts from Sonic himself being what he is. Because it's just like, what is Sonic if everybody else is also Sonic with different abilities? It's a lot of the reason why, you know, Sonic Mania is good, and having all the characters with different abilities is great and whatnot, and people say, well, it's offset. The way Sonic's different character traits are offset is because he gets more abilities from the shield power-ups, you know, bouncing or double jumps, depending on which type of shield you have. To me, it's not enough. Like, I mean, it's only barely enough, but at the same time, if I want to go through a level with a certain character with certain abilities, it's just like, why am I playing as Sonic when I could be playing as Tails, who is just Sonic but can fly? Like, if there's a higher up path that I want to get to, why am I playing as Sonic? I could be playing as Tails, because Tails can get to that higher path a lot easier. And people say, oh, the challenge! Don't tell me how to play my game or how I should enjoy certain challenges in Sonic games. If I feel like one thing should be apparent is that it would be good if every character had unique way of playing and getting through the different levels. That's why I like the adventure games, is because you can play as different characters in different ways, although in the case of Tails, he plays pretty much like how he would in older Sonic games, which kind of breaks it because it's a 3D environment. Alright, that place that I jumped up to, that's where another one of the gems is. I can't remember which one. I think it's the blue gem. But up there, and these lights are a lot more obvious now. I don't know if they were here like this in the original game, but that's another effect to draw attention to.
In the old game, Tails fought Infinity. In the old game, the classic area, Tails can fly infinite. Can fly infinitely.
You're probably gonna have to type that one up.
Okay.
In classic, Tails can fly infinitely. Well, no, not infinitely, but he did have a pretty good duration, and because he didn't fly very fast, that was another thing. But in Sonic Adventure, one of the first power-ups that you can get for Tails are his jet anklets, and that makes him really fast whenever he goes in the air. To the point where the very first level, if you have the jet anklet before even entering it, you can go through Windy Valley without ever touching the ground until the very end. So it doesn't matter if he can fly infinitely or not. He just breaks it because he can go too fast while he's flying. Now, that's less of a problem in the older Sonic games, but at the same time, it is one of those things that when you translate it from the old games into the new games, you can kind of see where the openness of the design would create bigger issues. Excuse me.
Excuse.
And
Let's get going.
You know, I feel if they at least limit Tails by not letting him have the jet anklet, that would be one way to improve upon that whole problem that he creates by being that way. Although that would also require more smart design than the original Sonic Adventure game had, which, to be fair, was not that great because it recycled every level for most of the characters. Like, if you were playing through the same levels as both Sonic and Tails, Tails would typically have the advantage because he could fly over all the things that Sonic would have trouble with because he couldn't fly. But, you know, I feel like a game can be designed intelligently enough that we can overcome that problem. Maybe. And, you know, let's go back to White Acropolis. Another thing I can talk about is that when...
This is a pretty cold place for a base.
All right. Yeah, now if you press when pressing the one button, which isn't, there's nothing talked about here in the game itself. Like, that apparently is something that is addressed only in the README, which admittedly I should have read, but at the same time,
Yeah, sir.
it's one of those things where just like, okay, this is covering for a problem that wasn't there before and probably shouldn't be there. But who am I to judge?
Place it right at the jump.
I would rather not have to deal with that. But if it's there, I guess use it. But the camera jank is still another problem that I don't understand. Like, okay, yeah, I can do that now to fix myself. Whenever I run into something. Get myself going if I happen to be going too slow. That sort of stuff. Kind of feels more like a skateboard than a snowboard when you do stuff like that, though. You know, one thing that they will never have to improve upon when doing this is definitely the music. It's like, this music is still always going to be good.
Okay, let's head straight to Eggman's base.
But yeah, that went a lot smoother than it did in the past now, just because I was aware of that technique.
I gotta be careful when I break it.
And I don't remember who it was that pointed that out to me. To a degree, I'm grateful to them. To a degree, I'm just like, okay, I kind of wish the game had told me that rather than having to look up a readme or have someone tell me in the comment section. You know, conveyance. Yes, Tails. You're here.
If I can do it without being caught by the searchlights, I'll be able to get to Eggman faster.
Okay, you know, he says if I can get there without having to get to the searchlights, I can get to Eggman faster. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't see how that's relevant.
There should be a switch somewhere. We're close to Eggman's place.
I'm not sure what to think about that statement. We're close to Eggman's place. It's just like, I feel like you should be saying that we're close to Eggman's base or something like that. When he says it's Eggman's place, it's just like, oh, we're hopping over Eggman's place for some milk cookies, maybe a bit of egg salad, whatever he ends up making for us. It seems so casual. We're going to Eggman's place.
I think we can stop the searchlights if you hit them with bombs.
Bombs? Invincible! How much of this stuff can I actually go over? I couldn't go over that ledge. That would have been funny, though, if I could get, like, right on top of the very level and just bypass everything by flying over it. At the same time, I can probably still do that anyway. See?
Thanks.
I also noticed that was one thing that Johnny ended up trying a few times while he was playing this level. Was trying to... He got the same idea as I did. Can I do the rock launch? And unfortunately, he couldn't. Just like, rock launch, whoo! And then that happens, and it's Disappointed! Super speed time! Whoosh! Well, I had to think about it. I've not yet brought Supersonic into this particular level throughout all my playthroughs of it. Let me see if I can gather enough things to do that. Invincibility, yeah, that's great. They really need to have two separate jingles for both invincibility and speed shoes and not have one that covers both. That's one thing that I still needs to be fixed. One thing that I think still needs to be fixed in this game is to have two separate jingles for both invincibility and speed shoes. Now, I like the speed shoes jingle from the Sonic Adventure games. It's just like da 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 da. It'd also be nice if optional supersonic music came on whenever you actually turn supersonic. Like if there were an option that if you turn supersonic, that the music would kick in or not. That would be nice. Like, I can understand not wanting to do that in general, simply because that can be rather annoying when it's a supersonic theme overriding something. Especially when you think about the supersonic theme from games like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, where it's very repetitive. But, you know, if you can just... I turn supersonic, I want to hear the instrumental His World theme. Like, that would be nice. But it would also work if it were optional, so that people who don't like it can turn it off.
That was incredible!
Alright, well, we've had enough looking at the regular levels. One thing I didn't look at too much last time, if I recall correctly, was the test stage. So let's have a look at that. I think it's the exact same test stage as last time, though. What the heck? What is with the moving texture on that platform? Huh. Up to about 50 rings already. Okay, what's the point of this place? Just a quiet, secluded little room? What is this, like, test out the lighting and shading engine? Well, whatever it is, it's got a bit of a buggy texture here, I can tell. I also wonder who composed this music. Whee! there anything on top of this place? Nope, doesn't seem like it. And there's this. Kinda don't like that I can't see this thing anywhere but from the top. That's a bit irritating. Alright. Knuckles is here, Tails is there. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I remember I remember in the previous game this thing was kind of lifted up a bit, and underneath, if you look straight up, there was this weird texture inside looking down at you, and it was real bizarre. Boost, Sonic, boost. Do it. Alright. How much more mileage do I get out of the boost when I have extra power to it? Well, I can get that much more usage out of it consecutively, but still doesn't keep up my speed for nearly as long as I would like it to. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Go, Sonic, go. Woo! Running around in circles. Alright, let me do that again. I want to see if I can get this to go infinitely. Go, Sonic, go. Oh, come on. Woo! God, that went really high. Alright, let's run up here.
Oh, it's got the dog.
Come on, up
Well,
to the top.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's got the dog this time.
Whoa. Wow. That's a long drop.
I noticed that it's got the little dog this time.
Yeah. Whoops. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Go down. Okay. Running up this is still kind of a problem because of the camera. What? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Yeah, I managed it. Alright, and over here is a random half-pipe area? I don't know. Far be it from me to understand how game designers elect to use these particular, the geometry in these places for testing things, because it doesn't make any sense to me sometimes. Okay, so he can run up this. That's a given, but it seems like running down it is still kind of an issue. Oh, yeah, I made it.
Gee.
All right. Let's see how fast you can go through. Go, Sonic, go. Loops. All right. Let's test the supersonic. Wait, what? What the heck happened there? Alright, now I have enough energy for the supersonic boost. Yeah, but yeah, still feels like I'm abusing the spin dash to do certain things. Whoa! Oh, come on. I can start over to get out of that. Alright, let's switch over to silver, see how... You can switch between rails too, that's good. Not sure I like how his jump dash is... It feels a little bit nerfed compared to previous... Whoa, okay. Yeah, his jump dash feels a little bit nerfed compared to the previous demos. Because I feel like I could get a lot more speed out of doing something like that before. But here, not so much. Uh-oh. Well, down you go, Silver. 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 You're going down, Silver. A long way down. Okay, yeah,
You're
no.
definitely...
There has to be eventually.
Yeah, the government is definitely impressed eventually.
Yeah. Hello, Knuckles.
The game crashed.
No, it didn't crash. I just, Knuckles, what are you doing? Knuckles, what's going on? Whoa, what's going on here? Why is this happening? Knuckles! What are you doing? Knuckles! Oh my god. What is your problem, Knuckles? I can't move. Stop. Oh. What an idiot.
Shut up!
Oh, that didn't work. Whatever. I should have tested that before we started. Okay, let's start over now because Knuckles is going to be doing that infinitely for the rest of his existence if I don't. Like, what the heck was that? Alright, Tails time. To shine.
About 10 minutes to 10 o'clock.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, I think we've seen mostly everything, so that's why I'm not too, yeah, I think we've seen mostly everything at this point, so it's not why I'm too enthralled to keep doing much more. But I will do what I can to fill out the time, and can I not go through? This is silver? Oh. It just switches me back to Sonic. This place is raining, storming. What is this music? Is this some sort of prototype music that never got used for the game proper? I don't know. I'd turn it up so that everybody else could hear, but that would require me fiddle-faddling with things that I don't care to fiddle-faddle with right now.
I think that is a new music. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still just trying to listen to it. I'm not even sure what it would have been used for. That's the thing that I'm curious about. The instruments sound like straight out of the old PS1 style games. Like very synthesized specifically for PlayStation 1 style video games. At least that's the PlayStation is the sort of thing that I think of when I hear these kind of instruments. It might be different for other people, though. It also makes me wonder what it was, what these unused things, if they were unused, what they would have been used for had they been completed. Box smashing! Alright, well, there's a gold ring over here, so let's just head to it. I like how Knuckles has this little grin on his face now. Whenever you get to the goal.
Just ate it.
But anyway, I know we've got 5 minutes left to look through things before I have to call it quits. But I think we should just call it quits here because I'm not sure what else to even look at. I could just give you an idea of the sort of visual options that you can work with in the game, because here are the video settings. They can actually get up to very high. I turned them down so that they would be better to be seen when recording video and whatnot for this game, because while it looks good while I'm playing it, while I'm recording it, it's a little bit of a different issue. To be fair, I should get it. I need to get some sort of built-in recording device. That way it's less of a hassle. Or at least less strain on the computer itself using resources to record and render the video game at the same time. You know, that would be the ideal solution. Is to have some an external piece of hardware for that. Although, it would be nice just to have better hardware for recording games in general, because my old Game Capture HD is getting real outdated at this point. And I haven't really used it for much aside from, well, the previous session of Sonic 06. Converting cameras and whatnot. Oh, you can turn off in-game dialogue. That's a good option. You can change the voice-over language from Japanese to English. You can turn off hint rings. And the background video shows Kingdom Valley. I can change that. Now it's aquatic base. Or make it the box art. How about Wave Ocean? Dusty Desert?
Wow.
White Acropolis. You know, it gives you something different to look at whenever you're back at the menu screen and your eyes are not so focused on certain things. Crisis City. Flame Core. Oh, wait. No. I was thinking that this would probably alleviate the issue that I was having earlier regarding the controls, but I don't think that's the case. Radical Train. Not much to look at. Oh! A train! I was about to say, this looks like a static image, and then the train goes by.
Wow.
That surprised me. That's pretty cool. Died. Is there any other one? And it goes back to Kingdom Valley. Of course, that's the audio settings. Train coming through. And then, of course, there's the other extras, such as the Tokyo Game Show demo animations for Sonic. If you ever want to have him use those animations while playing, you can turn that on. Camera type, you can change that from retail to E3 to the TGS demo. Homing reticle, keep that turned on as far as I'm concerned. The spin effect, you can make it normal or adventure style. Jump dash type can be either the straight from the original game or curved, which is more in effect like it would be in other Sonic games. The gem shoes type, you can either have the original type of gem shoes that you put on every time you switch between gems, or have the custom, which is basically his normal shoes, and that would be the cattle arm telling me it's time to stop this.
Who's that?
But yeah, the gem shoes, you can either have them as the original sort of stylized shoes that he puts on whenever he uses the gems, or it says custom, but it would have him wearing his normal shoes with just a tiny little light on the back of him whenever you turned on one of the gems. Upgrade models, I'm thankful that you can turn those off because I don't like how it clutters Sonic's model. And of course, the UI customization, you can change that between the custom variant or the retail variant or the E3 style. And of course the test stage. But since
What was the sound? What was the sound?
That was my cat alarm.
Oh.
Which means it's time to call it quits for this session of Sonic 06 versus Sonic 06. I think given that we've run out of things to look at for this, that will be it until whenever the next demo comes out. So, with that all said and done, thank you absolutely everyone for watching. Thank you for joining me.
Goodbye.
RCFS and out.
Bye.